Hello. It is Quanies here, and as usual, as I used to always do when I was doing my live videos, I am going to give it some time for people to jump on. And for the sake of this actually maybe being posted to YouTube, this is a live video. I'm recording it in Facebook Live, but I'm doing it here. So if you see me talking to people or hear me talking to people and you don't see anything on the screen, just know that I'm referring to my viewers who are watching live with me on Facebook. So hey ladies, I see y'all are jumping in. Hey Mercedes, is it Ebo? Hey Rhonda, hey, I miss y'all. I have not been live in my group for months. Well, I think I went live not too long ago, but just like me teaching, it's been a long time. So to get right into it, because I'm not going to waste any time, I do have a newborn, and I said I'm going to be done within an hour, but this is going to be some good stuff. So for those who don't know, I am Quanies Hall. Hey Nina, I am the founder of this group, Women Reclaiming Self-Love. And my intentions is Ebony. Okay, what's up, Ebony? But my intentions is to help women reclaim self-love through the process of self-forgiveness. Hey Beverly. So, with that, honestly, that's just what I do. So that looks like me doing these teachings in the group, giving you free content, posting to the group every day as best as I can. And even on my Facebook page, I try to post every day, or on Instagram, because I go through so much. I do my work. I'm a healer who does the work on herself. And by doing the work, I have so much that I want to teach. So many downloads that God give me, and I just want to give them to y'all. So recently, for those who don't know, if you've been following me for a minute, you know that I went MIA in the group for a while. It was because I was going through a lot. Don't want to get into it too much right now, but just to brief it up so you will know the reason why I wanted to teach you the 10 characteristics of a narcissist is because I've been dealing with it all my life. Hey Kay, Miss Zayla. Hey, what's up? But so for those who don't know my story, and I don't even think I've shared it extensively, but I'll be 27 this year, and for 27 years I have been dealing with a narcissistic parent. And I'm pretty sure many of you ladies can relate to having a very negative parent, and or just somebody in your circle growing up who has made life more difficult than it needed to be. And because they were dealing with their own inner turmoil, they wanted to take that out on other people and make other people's lives a miserable, living hell. And just these past 3 months, well, I would say about maybe 5 months, with me being pregnant, just going through a lot with my family that I should not have been going through. But I appreciate God for revealing a lot to me, because my entire intentions is to not expose my child to the things that I went through growing up. So that's the inconsistency with this narcissistic parent. That's the one day I love you, one day I don't know. Hey Tia, how are you? That's the constant drama, the bullshit, the chaos, when I'm a person who loves peace and I love to preserve my peace. So just me being pregnant made me just really be like, okay, this is it. Been dealing with it for almost 27 years. This parent of mine is 50, which is my dad. He has no intentions of changing, has not changed. And if he can't change, and I'm pregnant and don't want to get better for the sake of his grandson, then parent or no parent, you have to go. Sorry guys, the connection went out. But my peace means the most to me, and I have distractions to set myself up pretty well. Sorry, goodness. Let me just say something really quick. Lately, when it is time for me to start teaching on these topics or talking to people about it, it's a certain distraction that comes that's related to that narcissist. And it's trying to come. Give me just a second, please. Hold on. Goodness gracious. See? The devil. And this is my philosophy on that. And I'm gonna say this real quick. I do not believe that. For me personally, I don't believe in the devil walking around in a red suit with horns and holding a pitchfork. I believe the devil is people. People who are hurt and who want to hurt other people, and they will use other people to try to get to you. And then that's a perfect segue into talking about a narcissist. Because to me, if you want to categorize the devil as somebody, it would be a narcissist, because they have the tendencies to act like the devil. They want to make everybody's life a living hell because they're not pleased with them themselves. So if you want to even talk about the systems of what we go through, I know it's a big topic about racism and all that kind of stuff. You want to get down to the root of it, and I feel like it's comfortable and okay for me to scrape the surface with you ladies, but you just have people who are not content within themselves, who want to control everything, and who are just genuinely not happy with themselves, that they want to destroy other people and destroy their peace. So that's what narcissism is all about. Everything that we're seeing as it relates to people punishing people, wanting to control, wanting to hurt people, I personally think it's embedded in narcissism. So let me read the comments really quickly before I get to teaching. If you do not have pen and paper, I highly suggest it, because I don't know if you'll be able to watch this live again. I am going to try to post it on my YouTube channel, but yeah, it's okay. Ebony, you just said something. I'm going to talk about that too. So I take great notes, ladies. Just do that. So Ebony said, ever since I had my son, my mama all of a sudden in my face. Yeah, that's people. I would say pregnancy, and this is another topic too. I don't want to get into this because I want to stay on topic, but I say I don't want to elaborate on it too much. But I will say pregnancy drew out a lot, because before pregnancy, I had specific prayers. I said I don't want my son to go through what I went through, and God cleared up a lot of things. A lot of things in my relationship that needed to be cleared up. Maturing my fiance so that he can be ready to be the father and husband that he needs to be. My parents, like I don't deal with one of my parents. Even to the extent of in-laws, it's just a lot was revealed to me so that I can know how to move and groove with my son, and to what extent that does he need to deal with people, because my son is special to me, very special. I waited a long time for him. He is a prayer come true. My prayer is to be a mom and to be a wife, and I'm a mom and about to be a wife. So yeah, so when you're pregnant, it does reveal a lot, and people tend to want to deal with you more because babies bring out a lot. So that's another topic. I don't want to get too much into that. We just breaking the ice, giving some people time to jump on. So let's see. So the devil does uses people. Absolutely. We're going to say, and this, instead of saying the devil, what we're going to say is narcissistic people like to use people. Let's get into the teaching, y'all. Let's just do that. All right. So as I said, I have 10 points that I want to talk about, right? So the way these 10 points came about is a friend and I, hey, Doris, how are you? A friend and I was just talking about expectations and just taking our expectations off of people. And in doing so, I came across what people was expecting of me, specifically this narcissist. Hey, Nita, good to see that you're here. But so the first thing that I want to get into about a narcissist is, one, they expect you to be angry like them and play in the mud with them. So this goes back, I think, to what Ebony said, is that misery loves company. That's one thing about a narcissist, y'all, is that, again, what I was saying before, is that they're not happy within themselves. So what I have noticed about the ones that I have came in contact with, not just my dad, but I was in a very deep situation where I lost myself. And honestly, had I not prayed, I probably wouldn't be able to sit here and tell y'all, to talk to y'all about just this, because that narcissist had me so gone. I had lost myself. But one thing that I noticed is that they dealt with very traumatic upbringings. It's painful stuff that they went through when they were children. And granted, we all have been through something. especially the women here, because that's why you're here. You're reclaiming self-love. Is something that you lost along the way that you're trying to find. However, the key word is, or keywords is trying to find. You're getting back to yourself. The thing about a narcissist is they go through something, and rather than trying to heal from it, they fester on the pain. They let their resentment or their hurt feelings turn into poison. And their intentions, for whatever reason, is to poison everybody else. So when I say that they want you to sit in the mud with them, it's simply me saying that misery loves company. Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, I'm in pain. I want to hurt people. I want you to help me hurt people. So that goes back to what somebody else was saying about how I think they said that the devil likes to use people. And y'all feel free to come in and interact with me, because that keeps it going longer. But they want people to be hurt with them. So let's say, for instance, my situation, or just I can even use you ladies, for instance, where it's like you could just be living your life, you at peace with yourself, everything is flowing, and then you have this person that comes into your life, they're miserable. They want to always constantly talk about their problems. They want to talk about other people. It's always gossip. It's always a problem with other people. They love and thrive off of chaos and drama. So what tends to happen is, let me make sure I'm not going into my second point. Okay, what tends to happen is when you are the type of person who doesn't like chaos and who doesn't like drama, it's like they get threatened by that. It's like you are telling them what they're going through isn't good enough, and then they're going to try very, very hard to recruit you and to make you be a part of their fiasco. And that's the reason why it is so hard to escape narcissists, is because their intentions is to also to kind of take over your soul. I don't want to get too deep and scare people, but it gets deep with narcissists. Is that they want to take over you. They want everything in your life to become about them. So let me know, like, comment a 1 in the comments below if you have been associated with somebody where it's like they want your entire being or all of your attention to be on them. Everything has to be about them. And if it's not about them, then they're going to throw fits, temper tantrums in order to make you focus on them. So if that's what you identify with, if you've dealt with somebody like that, put a 1 in the comments so I know I'm not by myself. So that's pretty much how narcissists are, is that they want everything to be about them. So just imagine that you're at a level 10 energetically and they're like at a level 0. They will do everything in their power to bring you down to their level of misery so that they can have you playing in the mud with them. And they'll have you talking about people that you don't care to talk about. They'll have you gossiping about people that you don't care to gossip about. They'll have you doing things that in your right mind consciously you would not be doing. Hey Stacy, it's because you have brought yourself energetically to their level. And that's the reason why narcissists are so intentional about trying to possess you. Because they know, if I can get this girl, especially in relationships, if I can get this girl out of her element and get her down to my level, then I can have her doing any damn thing I want her to do. I can have her slap clean out of her mind. So, and that goes into something that's very common with the narcissist, especially in a relationship, is that they like to isolate you. They don't want you to have connections with your family. Friends that you used to be cool with, they don't want you to even be cool with those friends anymore. Can't have a relationship with your mama, anything. It's in the way that they try to disconnect you, is they try to make you feel guilty about those relationships. They try to make it seem like, I say for my dad, like, if I'm not even gonna go in detail because that's talking about another soul tie he has on somebody else, but they try, the basis is they want to guilt trip you. They will use any tactic, they will say anything to bring you down emotionally and energetically so that you will not even want to reach out to people. And in your heart of hearts, you may want to, but externally and mentally, you choose not to, is because you don't want to upset this devil or upset this narcissist. And the reason why you don't want to is because you're afraid that they're going to punish you. So this goes into when you're in an abusive relationship. oh, I'm going to play the part because I don't want him to hit me. I'm going to play the part because I don't want him to verbally abuse me. I'm going to play the part because I don't want her to flip out on me and then I be alone. So I always know that it's something within us that attract narcissists. And honestly, it could just be having a good heart. It could be that you had a mom or a dad who was a narcissist and that's all you know. So that when you get out and you start choosing your tribe and circle, you're choosing people like that. So that's one. I'm just on number one, y'all. But that's one key thing, is that they want to pull you down to their level and make you play in the mud with them. And if you don't, they get offended. And it takes a lot to separate yourself. Once you have decided that, like, just even for a moment, oh, I'll be your friend, you cool people. And then you start to see their true colors. And then when you try to separate, it's like, they're like, oh, hell no, you see my true colors. You gonna stay down here with me. And that's why it can become so hard to separate. Or even when you are done with this narcissist, you still feel them energetically pulling on you, is because in their mind, it's like, you belong to me in some way. You identify with me in some way. I'm not gonna let you go. So for those who have been in an abusive relationship, know that I understand. And then also, this could mean, if you know somebody who's in an abusive relationship, to have a little bit of grace. Because getting out of that and coming away from that, it's easy to say, girl, just leave. It's easy to say, why do you stay? It's harder than a lot of people give it credit for. It's not because it's a physical leave. Yeah, you can physically leave, but the type of stuff that a narcissist will do, like prey upon you. Once you make that energetic connection, like you guys are connected beyond seeing, you've connected with that person, they can pipeline a million negative thoughts to you and you don't even know it. And you think you're dealing with depression. Nah, that's that devil preying upon you. That's that devil not wanting you to make. I'll give you a prime example. I had a friend who was in a relationship with a narcissist. Me and her are not even friends anymore because of this. That's just what it is. We're not friends anymore because of that. It destroyed it too much. But when me and my friend was chilling, y'all, I kid you not, that dude would hit her up because he could feel what she was doing. Anytime she was going to a vibration of positivity and being around positive people, you can bet he felt it and he was going to knock her back down to the level he needed her to be at. So please know that when you're dealing with a narcissist, it's more intricate, or it's a lot harder to separate yourself because they know. Just like how God is all-knowing, if you want to say the devil is all-knowing too, those people that deal with the dark spirits, or they have a dark spirit, a poisonous spirit within themselves, they have a gift too. They have a gift of possessing people. I don't like to consider it a gift, but just as you have positive things, there's also something reciprocating the negative. So they know what to do to how to take you over. Even with me dealing with my things with my dad, I had to do a lot of battle work. Him coming in my dreams, wishing death upon me and my son. It's a lot dealing with the narcissist. So let me read the comments before I go on to 2. We just on 1, y'all. But let me see before going on. Brianna said, your strength reminds them of their weakness. That is so true. And they get very offended by that. It's like they feel like they have a point to prove and they want you to stick around to prove that point. And 9 times out of 10, they never get to damn prove it. It's because it's internal and they're looking for external validation. So Katie said, so true. Wow. Paradise said, narcissists are egotistical and lower my vibe. That is it. They run purely off of ego. And it's a fake identity. If you take away the ego, you take away that fake identity, what you would see is a person who's severely broken, who needs help. But instead of getting it, it's like, nah, I'm going to ride this. So yeah, you're absolutely right. My mama don't see her wrongness. Absolutely. My father is the same way. Listen, it's so serious for me. I took my dad to court on March 1st. I'm at this point 9 months pregnant. Could have gave birth to my child any day. And I'm in court with this man trying to get a protection of abuse order. So, and he still doesn't see anything wrong with anything he said and done. I could get all into detail as to what he has said towards me and my son, and just the arguments. It even got physical, not well, kind of, but yeah, and still don't see anything wrong. And I was pregnant. So that just goes to show you narcissists don't care about your life, nor do they care about infecting the life of your child. So always protect your children, ladies, if you feel the need to do so. Brianna said it's hard to leave when you're being gaslit. That is absolutely true. It is so hard. So my intentions is to come back around to give you some type of solutions and what you can kind of do to break away from that, because when they are constantly gaslighting you and making you feel guilty, it's something within you. You have to heal that, whatever is in you that responds to that, so that when they go to gaslight, there's nothing there to gaslight. So we'll come back to a solution there, Brianna. All right, so the second thing is what they want you to do is to feel sorry for them, and pretty much sit in the mud, but they don't want you to hold them responsible. So it's like the trauma bond is the worst. Yeah, it is, Beverly. But with the narcissist, mind you, I told you, they do go through have been through some heavy stuff. It's just the way that they internalize it, excuse my French, is very fucked up. Because how we are in this group, we've been through some pain, but we're taking the steps to heal. We want to heal from it. They don't want to. They don't care to, because it warrants them a lot of attention. So just think about, I don't know, I've seen it before with children who are manipulative. They start out very young, and let me just give y'all a real life example, right? Somebody's kid I know, we were at a party, and it was the kid's birthday party, and they knew that one of the kids they were playing with was very prone, like the little boy would always get in trouble. So this little kid, only like 2 or 3 years old, I'll say his name is Kid A. He knew Kid B was always getting in trouble. Kid A is only 2 or 3 years old. It's his birthday party. And what he did was he pretended that Kid B hit him, and he just busted out crying. And I seen that Kid B didn't hit him, but Kid A was just freaking out so that he can get Kid B in trouble. And so what that does is mommy and everybody comes outside, blames Kid B, makes him feel like total trash for something he didn't do. And this little dude is just hysterically crying. And then when like nobody's paying attention, he can like look up and point like, haha, I got you in trouble. That, starting out that early is terrible. And that's where that can also create a narcissist too, is that when you have parents raising little manipulative children. So you have to think about a narcissist the same way, is that they do things like that. They've been through some hurtful stuff, and they want to cry. The thing about it is they just want you to sit in those negative feelings with them. Because here's what it does is that if they can get you to focus on their pain, then it's like, okay, I got her locked in. She see my pain. So when I go and do a million other dumb shit or a million other dumb things, she's going to forgive all of that, because it's like, oh, baby, I understand you. I know that you went through this when you was a kid, and that's the reason why you act like you act. It's fucking false. Yeah, they went through something when they were children, but for them to use that to manipulate other people, that's what narcissists do. And that's how I got so deeply involved with the narcissist. On one of them that I encountered where it got really deep, and I really lost myself. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, if I had a percentage of my soul still there, it was 1%. That's it. I was gone. But the thing about it is like what hooked me was his sad story. So this is another thing, ladies, is that when you meet somebody and off the rip, they want to tell you every single negative thing that they've been through, that is a major red flag. And that is a big, hey, you might be dealing with a narcissist flag. And the intentions of them doing that is because if I can tell you all the painful stuff I've been through, again, you're going to feel so sorry for me that when I do a million other dumb things, or when I start hurting you and taking my pain out on you, you're going to excuse it. So most times, even if you want to relate this to a relationship, when you do get in a relationship with somebody and you see that good in them, that's where they hook you. When you see just a little bit of good in them, it's like I got you. She overlook all of the negative shit I've done or who I am, and she sees that good in me. Rather than them being appreciative of you seeing the good in them and wanting to love them and bring more good out of them, they take it and they draw all the good out of you. That's their intentions. Is that they want to connect with somebody who has a lot of good and who has a lot of positive light to offset their negativity and their darkness. I hope that makes sense. Like the yin and the yang thing. If you know how it's whatever, it's black and then has a little dot of white in it, they want to draw all your white light to offset the negative stuff that they do. I would say, for instance, my dad, who is a narcissist, he hid behind me. Well, not me anymore, but in the past he would do a lot. Even now he does a lot of dumb stuff that you wouldn't excuse. Some things that it's like, dude, I don't want to talk to you ever again. But for the longest you have those blinders over your eyes, you overlook all that. So, oh, I know what you've been through. I know you lost such and such. And I know like life was just so hard. So you guys back off of him. Like, don't hurt him. Don't talk to him like that. Whole time he back here being a total devil. And deserve a lot of what people was giving him. That's another characteristic of a narcissist. Is that they want you to feel sorry for them. Not from a place of empathy, but they want you to feel sorry for them so that they can hide and do all the negative stuff that they like to do. Because let's be honest, they take pleasure in darkness. They take pleasure in hurting people. They just do. And this is where you see a lot of cheating and stuff come in. It's because if they can get the blinders over you, then it's like, she'll never see it. She's so caught up in my sad story that she'll never see what I'm doing. So even now, it's a lot of stuff that my father was doing behind the family's back that I think to an extent there's some things that I don't know, and it may be to protect my little heart and the identity that I see of him, but it's because they get you so caught up on their sad story that you don't even think that they would do some of the things they do. Whole time they got a whole nother life going on. So let me read the comments really quick again. Zella said, girl, this recently happened to me, but I ended it, or it ended itself, I guess. Yeah, quite frankly, a lot of us was going through this at the same time, especially between January and March. The narcissists were going straight damn crazy. October, a little bit before October is when it was getting all of 2020. It was bringing it out a lot. Either somebody was being possessed by a narcissist or narcissist was just doing their damn work. They were on it last year. But it really got very, very big energetically for a lot of people between January and March. Started to slow down. Just know that the snakes are still on the ground. Between January and March, my vision was just snakes. Dreams about snakes. So, yeah, it was, yeah, so Zayla, I understand. A lot of us was going through it at that time, around the, yeah. Stacey said, quite normal for narcissists to attach to an empath. They need to plug in and steal the empath's energy, compassion, because they don't have the ability to feel for anyone but their own self. That is so true. And for you guys who are following the chat, follow my friend Stacey. She is a psychic as well as I am, but her gift is impeccable. Anytime I need something, I'm running to Stacey. Likewise, when she needs something, she running to me. So I don't recommend anybody else in my life. Stacey is my go-to girl. She should be yours as well. But that is so true. They're very, very selfish. So like I said, we go through things too. And something that I noticed with the narcissist is that they find people who have similar pains. You just chose to do something different with your pain. So it's kind of like, I don't want to compare you to one, but I don't want to compare us to a narcissist, but we hold a space for them. It's because of our level of compassion. Because this is what I noticed about a narcissist too. They have the capacity to be or to have empathy. They feel sorry for other people, and sometimes they do right for just a moment. Oh, but you know what, Ashley, I'm gonna say that because that comes later on, and that's deep. We're gonna get into that. But know that when they act like they don't care, they don't have the capacity to care, or when they they do something and they don't want you to call them out on it because they want to act like I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, the hell they do. They're very damn smart. It's almost like a con artist. Mind you, artist. It's an art. They know what they're doing. So even the ones who act dumb, it's an act. So just when you feel the need to be mean to those type of people, and they're like, oh, you being mean to me, oh, she don't like me, my highest suggestion is continue to be that way. It's because when you stop and you let your guard down, then that's when they come in, and then that's when you start dealing with all the bullshit. That's why I was in a 6-year relationship with somebody who had narcissistic tendencies. I always kept my boundaries up to this person and was mean to this person. At first, it's like, I don't like you. I don't like how you are. Something about you is off. Soon as I let my guard down, let that person into my life, wasted 6 years of my life with this person. I'm just being clear, just being real. So, Katie said, in that situation now. So that means, Katie, I think you booked a session with me, but we definitely need to talk because you're in a situation doesn't mean you got to stay, sis. Like, I got your back. Brianna said, understanding the different type of narcissists will allow people to identify the red flags. That is great, Brianna. So if you don't mind, like if you know the differences, I'm not saying that you have to address it, but if you have a book, girl, drop the book in the comments for me because this is just my gift. I'm going purely by what I'm channeling and what I have seen. So I have not taken the time to identify the different ones. But if you have a book or something, let me know. Ebony said, read me. I got you. Book a session with me. I'll read you more, sis. Kay was saying, I was asking, what does it mean when a person opens up really early? Because I thought it was weird. Women's intuition, I guess. And I asked my brother because I wanted a man's point of view, but I should have just came to you. It's cool, sis. We live and we learn. Because now going forward, you will know as soon as somebody open up to me super quick, red flag. If they trying to, I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense. If they come to you and they're just like pouring out their entire everything within like the first conversation or first few conversations, you have to say, why are you telling me this? It's the intentions to create a trauma bond. That's really a lot of what it is. Brianna said, I love discussing narcissism. There's a misconception that narcissists only prey on the weak, but they go after people who have what they lack. Yeah. They hate to see anyone doing better than them or doing... Yeah. That is so true. That is so true. And what the thing about it is the so-called weak that you would think they're preying on is honestly your strength, which is your strength of being vulnerable, your strength of being caring, your strength of being seen. That's a strength. That's something that the world may consider weak, but they prey upon. You're absolutely right. Can I call you Bree? You're absolutely right, Bree. They prey upon those strengths that you have. It's because it's like, ooh, I want that. It's like those little bad children that it's like you give them a toy and they see somebody else got a toy, they drop their toy. No, I want your toy. And then get the toy and don't even want it anymore. That's, to me, it's like a mental condition. So Ebony said, I listened to Audible on narcissistic mothers. I have to go look at the name. Got you. Drop them, y'all. I love to read. So all I do is absorb information. All right, so let's move on to 3. The third one is they want you to stick by their side and they expect you to wait on them. That goes back into what I was saying before, is that they will have you looking like a damn fool. Let's just be real. It's because they are doing all of this detrimental drama. Like, I've seen in a narcissistic relationship where buddy was cheating on the girl, like really, really bad. I'm not talking about you cheat, dude get himself together and the relationship is better. That's a difference. Somebody make a mistake, get themselves together, difference. But no, I mean making it a habit. Making her look like a fool and she knew it. And it's because she was so tied to his sad story that she wasn't even taking into consideration how he was making her feel. So, and it's because she has made a commitment and a decision, no matter what, because I know what you've been through and I know you're the underdog, I'm going to stick by you. Oh, that sounds a lot like a situation I know. Somebody's going through that right now. And they've been in a relationship for decades, I will say. Still sticking by that person's side. And it's like, girls should have been left a long time ago. I know a lot of women who are like that in relationships where they should have left a long time ago. But they have made a decision. I see who you are. I see that small percentage of who you are that I think that the world doesn't see. So that means we have something special when really it's not. And no matter what you do, no matter what you do to me, I'm going to stick by your side because I know in my mind, you're doing this because you're hurt. You're doing this because you damaged and I got your back. So it's kind of like this person is standing on the forefront and they're being a guard dog for somebody who actually they should be guarding themselves from. So that's what a narcissist expects you to do. They expect you to stick by their side no matter what, even if they take you through the mud, completely destroy you. You have no self-identity. You don't know how to think without them. They don't want you connected to family and friends or any of that. Like, they're doing you so dirty, but yet and still you decide, I'm going to protect you. Well, honestly, they should be protecting you. So that's just what they do. Is, again, the common denominator would be that sad story. They got you hooked with the story. Just think about how, psychology even talks about, for instance, if you're studying something, if you're studying nursing terms, if you can take those terms and turn it into a story, you're able to remember it more because our brain, as humans, we love stories. The Bible, whatever book, we love stories. It's how we remember concepts more. So they take something that we love, hook you to the story, and then no matter what the fuck they do, even if it's like they push you off the Eiffel Tower and you still make it, they're like, I know she gonna come back to me because I got her hooked. So that's another characteristic. The third characteristic is they expect you to stick by their side. And let me see. Comments again. It's called Narcissist Mothers by Carolyn Foster. Okay, ladies, so that'd be a good book to read. And then Stacey said the empath deep-seated need to heal others. That is so true. That is true. I will say, since I was a little girl, my intentions is always to be there for my dad because I felt like he needed somebody to be there for him. So I was his guard dog. I will always speak up for my dad. Tell people off for my dad because it's like, he's weak. Leave him alone. The whole time he deserved a lot of what people was giving him because they was responding to the disrespect that he was dishing out. So as a little healer, I wanted to heal my dad, and even sometimes I want to, but it's like, some people, you have to want it for yourself. So that's another thing with narcissists. They will pretend like they want the healing. They're very smart. They know what the hell they need. They will pretend like they want it long enough to get you close to them. Then they just go back to doing the dumb shit that they were doing before. So let me get some water. Read the comments. Ebony said, my mama dogged me out so badly, laughed at me with her friends, but now the tables have turned. She's sleeping in a friend's guest room. Oh, baby, it would happen. Especially when you know, like, your connection with God is, this is just, I'm not a religious person, but I'm a study of truth. I love truth and I love love. And I'm not gonna lie, I love the Bible, the story, the concepts. Do I agree with everything? Absolutely not. But I love the concepts. And one thing that I really believe in is one of the verses that say, touch not my prophet. Well, what is it? Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. You can't. Anybody that touches me or attempts to touch me is gonna come back on you because I have a pure heart. and I give from that pure place. So anytime you try to hurt me, I don't even have to give it back to you. It's gonna come back. So same way with you, is you're protected, you're covered, even when it doesn't feel like it, Ebony. So when people are doing you wrong, it's gonna fucking come back. The thing about it is, when it comes back on them, don't fall back into the trap of feeling sorry for them, because that's the karma. So I'll say, for instance, I don't mind expressing it, but right now, my dad put me through 27 years of hurt, pain, chaos, and trauma. And now the karma is, he doesn't get to have a connection with his grandson ever. You're going to have to watch from the sidelines, because I gave him multiple times to be there for me as a father, and he failed me time after time again. Even after I opened my heart so many times, kept failing me, kept hurting me. And I think I love my daddy more than anybody in this world, but he kept hurting me. So the karma is that you don't get to be a part of my grandson's life. And it's not me punishing him. That's me protecting my child. But then that's me protecting my child is his punishment, because you're not going to try to destroy his life as you intended to destroy mine, intentionally, a lot of times. So that's what it is. It's karma. And sometimes, and that's another thing too, because sometimes it's like, man, naturally I want my child to have a relationship with grandfather, because that's natural desires. But then I have to realize, no, that's his karma for how he's treated me and other people who love him, is that you're not gonna pretend to want to be a part of my son's life and then go back to your old ways and then start sabotaging my son in his success and his happiness as he did me, because he's too selfish to think about anybody outside of himself. So Ebony said, yes, I'm not religious, but hey, karma's a bitch. She said, biatch. I'm gonna say bitch. It's definitely a bitch. Kay says, same sis, when people mess with me, it never turns out right for them. I mean, when you're a good soul, it never will. And to be quite frank with you, I think me actually being a part of my dad's life and other people who protected him, if we were to back away and let karma take care of itself, because you can be blocking people from their karma. I can't say that he would be here, because people actually probably would have put his head on a stick. That's how detrimental this man can be. It's not me being mean. It's not me over-exaggerating. He has a very detrimental spirit. He wants to, he pretends to be the golden child, but has a very, very evil spirit. When I went to court, one of the district attorney assistants, she was telling me that her dad was the same way. Out in public, you would not think that this man was bad. Like, he just came off as the good neighborhood guy. Everybody liked him. But behind closed doors, pure evil, pure hell. And that's how a lot of narcissists are, and that's how my dad is. On the surface, he goes out in the community, oh, I love my grandchild, and I'm going to do this. Hasn't even seen him. Oh, I love my daughter, but you were praying for your daughter to die, you know. So that's how they tend to be. Stacey said that saying, karma is a wise old lady who serves you the same poison tea that you have forced others to drink. I have not heard that, Stacey. Maybe that's a Canadian saying. I haven't heard that one, but I like it a lot. It's what you get back in this world. You get back what you give. So even on the positive side, for those who've been dealing with narcissists, you've been nothing but good, and you lost so much. Know that it's going to come back. The good is going to come back. So I would say, my relationship right now hasn't been perfect. It hasn't. But compared to what I went through in my previous one, when I got out of that, I put so much good into that relationship and didn't receive anything. And now in this one, it's like the good is coming back to me. So know that the grass is greener on the other side. Don't let a narcissist make you think, because my ex used to tell me all the time, well, the grass ain't green on the other side. And when he would say that, that would make me feel like, well, why leave you? If the grass isn't greener on the other side and this is the best I got, then I just might as well settle. And I dealt with that for years. until I left, and I was like, shit, the grass is green and very damn green, because I get everything I want over here. So, yeah, let's see. Spark said our job is to protect our children, even if it's from the ones we love the most. Absolutely. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you have to put up with their bullshit. And I'm going to keep going on to the next point. But it's just like, again, my dad, I'm going to keep using him. I don't owe him anything. He owes me a lot. But I don't owe him anything, nor the face he's saving. And I'm not bringing him down. I'm not trying to destroy his character that he doesn't have. But I'm going to use him as an example, because this is karma. I get to teach off this man. You made my life a living hell. I'm going to teach off you. I'm going to use the examples. But right now, he talks to people in the family, and he feels that, well, if she believes in the Bible, then that means that she should forgive me. I love you. I forgive you. But I don't have to keep dealing with you, because the same thing is going to repeat itself. So Ebony says, my mama just don't understand. The thing is, they're committed to not understanding. Ebony also says she tries to buy us stuff because she know how fucked up she did me. My father is the same way. Narcissists really tied to their money or to materialistic things, and they try to get you with the flashy stuff because they try to fill a void or something. And I deal with the same thing with my dad too, Ebony, is that it's all about money. Oh, I can buy you this and I'll give you that. And look, my thing is this. I don't care if I had to live in a damn cardboard box. If it means I have my peace and I don't have to keep dealing with that mess, keep your money. Money can help with happiness. Like, you can buy things to temporarily make you happy. But if I have to keep sacrificing my soul just to accept gifts and tokens from you, and what I'm going to get in return is you beating on me mentally, psychologically, sometimes physically. He didn't beat me physically, but for other women, for somebody to beat you physically, baby, that you can keep all the money in the world. I love my peace a little bit more than that. Katie also said, this is my mom also, shaking my head sad. Most times it does start with a narcissistic parent, y'all. I can't think about too many people I know who does not have one negative parent. It's very rare. And the beautiful thing about it, y'all, with us being in this group, reclaiming self-love and working on loving ourselves and elevating our frequency, is so that we can be the trailblazers to creating healthy families, so that there won't be two negative parents in the household. Let's have two positive parents. That's my intentions for my family and my son, is to see two positive parents who love each other, but who are above anything does the best for him. So that's pretty much closing up the generational gap or trauma, is that we're making it better for him. So no more of the one parent is positive, one is negative, one is doing everything for the kid, one isn't. Let's have that thing equally yoked, or let's not have it at all. Ebony said straight up, Gabrielle said I'm coming back in after I finish driving. Okay, sis, and the recording will be here. And Stacey said, breaking those trauma bond cycles all day. Yes, ma'am, all day, every day. So let's move on to number 4. Oh, my God. This is the one that, yeah. Okay, number 4 is they talk about you to everybody in hopes to get your attention. They, whether you're doing good or bad, they're still going to have something to say about you. And this is in the context of, let's say, for instance, you have left the narcissist, like you're done, I'm out, I don't want nothing to do with you. Then that's when you're going to hear them talking about you supposedly from other people. That's when the gossip comes in, the rumors come in. That's when you could just be chilling with somebody, and out of nowhere, hey, such and such is saying this about you. Like, it's the thing about it, one, it is to dramatize the situation. 2, it is to try to destroy your character, because it's like, oh, she thinks she better than me, or she thinks she good, which the whole problem is that they thought that you was too good for them anyway. Every person I know who's in a narcissistic relationship, or who have been, is because somebody is up here and somebody is down here. So, not saying like in an egotistical way that you're better than them, but your energy is much cleaner than theirs. So they already struggle with that self-identity and feeling worthy anyway. So when you decide to reclaim yourself and to get your worth back, like to get back in touch with your worth, they are going to do anything to try to get your attention and make you look back at them again. They're going to send you a million negative thoughts. And me being a psychic, me being a healer and having my portals open, I felt a lot of the negative things. Like, my best friend is in the comments. I think she's still here, but she can attest to it, where when I was going through this situation with my dad, because I was actually living with her for a minute, to get away from him, because it was just a lot of stuff going on. So I had to transition to a new space with my fiance. We're going through a lot to transition into it. Not a lot within a relationship, but just this demographics where we stay. So we was waiting for our apartment to open up, and I was living with my friend, and because I wasn't paying my dad any attention anymore, he was sending a bunch of negativity my way. And one day, me and her, we were in a city and headed back to her house, and I was like, something bad is happening. Something really bad is happening. And I kid you not, and I'm telling her that, and I kid you not, the next day, me and her was hit with what the bad thing was. It's because I felt him raging. I felt his anger. I knew that he was on the phone gossiping about me to people to try to bring my energy down. Is because he wanted me to put my attention on him. So they would do anything and everything to get your attention. So that's the reason why. And I even had clients who are talking to me about a parent who is a narcissist, a very negative, and what the parent would do. And I don't know how this is in with other races or other backgrounds, but I know it's very common in the African American community when you do have a negative parent. What they do, they get on the phone and they talk about you. Hey, I'm your child. Correct me. Let's fix the situation so that we'll be better. But what they do is they get on the phone, they call their mama, they call their sisters and brothers, and they talk about you really, really badly. And it destroys you, because why would you want to destroy your own seed? It just goes to show you that narcissists really don't care about whether the relationship or the connection. And rather than sorting it out with you, they talk about you to other people. So let's see. But just know it's kind of their cry. Well, and that can go a lot of different ways. But in a sense of when you're separating yourself from a narcissist, and then they're talking about you to a lot of people, they're gossiping about you, is that they want the news to travel back to you in hopes that you will respond to them and keep the drama going. Because again, their intentions is to possess, to keep you in, you feed them in some type of way. You feel a void in some type of way. And however they can try to trap you and get you back in to feel their energetic bank of whatever they're trying to feel, then that's what they're going to do. So, let's see. Ebony said, my mama hit me in the head with a bat when I was 14. Come to find out she told someone, see? Ebony, me and you need to talk. If you need to heal, we need to talk. Because that's a lot. That's a lot. And he said, yep, she told me I was a mistake and hated when I found out she was on my grandma's money. Recently, I was told that I was a mistake as well. And that he, instead of having a connection with his grandson, he would adopt one. Now he wants a relationship. So again, this isn't me shaming my donor. This is me using mere examples of what they try to do as narcissists, is that they will say things to intentionally hurt you, and then they go back and make it seem like those things never happened, with the intentions of making it seem like you have amnesia, hoping that you will forget about that so that you can go right back into excusing their behavior to allow them to keep doing what they're doing. It's all a negative cycle. I am so sorry to all the empaths and all of us here who have to go through this, who have been through it, because it freaking sucks dealing with them. Ebony says, been there. Ebony said that's what the book says. And Stacy said, happened to me. He looked like a prince every single time, when in reality, the court jester. Fake, fake, fake. Listen. That's one thing that when I got out of my relationship. So here's another thing too. problem with the narcissist, or with us, is that we try to paint them in a light. And most times it's because we want the good that we have in us, we want to see it in others. So I know in my past relationship, I knew that I wanted to be with a king. I know that's what I want. I see myself as a queen, wanting someone to possess king-like characteristics. And I know someone who's in a relationship with a narcissist right now is that they're making this person more than what they actually are capable or desire to be. And because of that, that makes us blind to what they're actually showing us. So when you say like he looked like a princess, because they can exude this on the surface and pretend that they're almighty and they got it together, when they're actually, as it relates to the queendom, where you have a king, a queen, and then you have people who are like your protectors, I would say. Like, what do you call them in the medieval movies? The people that actually go execute stuff and do stuff for you and kill people and behead people, who protects the throne. But then in that community, you also have jokers. You have people who are put there to purely entertain people. So Stacy, that's one thing that I noticed in my last relationship, is that I was trying to make somebody be something that they wasn't, when they was just a joker. Everything's a joke. So I would say, even for my dad, he's a joker. He's not fit to be a king, not fit to be a father, period. And that, again, not me degrading him, but let's just be real. Some people aren't fit to carry out the positions that they try to carry out. So be careful about that. Be mindful, ladies, that when you're looking for somebody, if they ain't got their king-like tendencies, don't try to elevate a joker to the level of a king. They're not ready for that responsibility. And that's just going to be you constantly trying to pull them up. How it is, again, with a narcissist. When you're up here, you're down here, and you're trying to stay up here, you're constantly trying to pull them up when they're committed to staying down here. And see, that's what makes us go crazy. That's when you have to get the crazy out of you. You can't make somebody be something that they don't want to be, that they're not ready to be, and that they may not ever be ready to be. That's why after 27 years and our son is here, I am done. I cannot make my father be a father. Can't make my dad be a dad. You can't make a man be a man. You can't make a woman be a woman. Let them be what the hell they want to be. Accept it and figure out how you're going to deal with that in your own life, or not deal. Can't make somebody be something that they're not wanting to be. So, Ebony said I let my guard down on her, but it's back up. Yeah. And see, the thing too, I don't know. You may, if I can tag you in one of my videos before, want to be careful about guards, but instead put boundaries. Put boundaries, and you want to put a lot of spiritual protection around you. So my friend Stacy and my friend Nina know how big I am now on spiritual protection. It's because it's not a physical battle. It's a spiritual battle with a narcissist. It's not a physical battle. It's a soulful battle with a narcissist. And most times only your angels and only God can help you get out of it. Because that's the only two elements that were able to help me and continue to help me get out of it. Because me on my own, I want to fight in flesh. I want to take your head off. I want to hurt you. I want to physically hurt you how you are emotionally hurting me. But it's not a physical battle. It's a spiritual, a soulful one. So with the guards, you want to put some spiritual protection in place. Because here's the thing about guards, is that when you guard yourself to one person, you unintentionally guard yourself to everybody. So that's just like you putting up a wall. You put up one wall, you can't see beyond that wall. It's a wall. But when you put boundaries, it's like you drawing lines in the dirt. You can't cross this line. And it's like no matter what they try to do, you cannot penetrate this line. And when you have spiritual protection around those lines, and you damn sure can't get past these lines now. Because I got my angels, I got God, or whoever you believe in, protecting that. And I believe in that. And the more you believe that that invisible thing is protecting you, the more those invisible forces that you're fighting with the narcissist, they can't fight that. The darkness can't drive out light. Only light can drive out darkness. So, Stacy said, yes, ma'am, a spiritual battle. And Ebony said definitely she knows what the boundaries are. Absolutely, and hold her to it. And because I'm going to get into why they're going to try to tear the boundaries down. So let's get into number 5. This is the 5th characteristic of a narcissist, is that they want you to take them back after they have tried to destroy you mentally and psychologically. I just touched on that. Okay, Stacey said, I have to go, incoming call. Love you, Stacey. But what they want to do is after they have destroyed you, after they have tried to destroy your character, make it seem like you have done so many negative things. For instance, right now, I'm known as the bad person. I'm known as the bad guy because I have boundaries, because I have standards, and because I don't tolerate bullshit. I'm the bad guy. I'm the villain. When actually we know who is, or the type of people who are. But after they put you through all that shit, then that's when they want to come back and act like as if nothing happened. Now, if you want to talk about this in the context of relationships, when you're living with somebody or dealing with someone who's abusive, and I cannot understand this for the sake of me, growing up, seeing my parents fight, and then the next day, it's like nothing happened. And it's like, yo, we not going to talk about what just happened last night. We not going to sit down and have a family get together and figure out how we can prevent this from happening again. So even in this situation this year, it was a lot, still a lot, that I've been through. And it's like, he expects it to just go away. Like, dude, do you not remember what you said about me and my son and what you tried to physically, mentally, and psychologically do? And what you sat in the courts and lied under oath about? And how you going to have to deal with God about that? Like, you want to pretend like none of those things happen? That's what narcissists do. Is that they put you through this big ass hailstorm, and then when the storm has calmed within them, they expect it to calm within you. And then because you won't let down, or Ebony, because you continue to hold your boundaries, then it's like confusing to them. It's like, well, why can't we be friends? Dude, you're the reason why we can't be friends, because look what you have done. Look at the drama you have created. And it goes back to them not wanting to take responsibility for what they have done. So, Ebony said she asked to stay at my house. I'm doing that face you're doing. No, I don't think so. She says, me too, and sure don't. That's so crazy. So that's typically what a lot of narcissists do. Is it Sanji, hey, how are you? Or Miss Joseph, I should say. What's up? But that's what they do. So if you've been in an abusive relationship, even when you watch movies about people who have been in abusive relationships, the abuser do what they do, and then they come back and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, won't never happen again. Or they never just address it, because it's like, new day, new dawn, let's get over it. And but psychologically, you're still dealing with it. Mentally, maybe even physically, you're still healing up from those bruises. And when you're constantly being hit, you never heal. And that's the reason why it's so important to get away, so that you actually can. Ebony said she called me an unfit mother, and I was like, look at the pot calling the kettle black. That's what they do. It's always about projection. All right. The 6th thing is they try to get themselves right temporarily, and want to reconcile. They want to make a truce, because here's the thing. They have the mentality. Now we're talking about you breaking away from them. When you're on the verge of like, I'm done, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Their mentality is, if I can't beat you, I want to join you, and hopes to figure out why I couldn't beat you, so that once I figure out your blueprint, then I'm going to try to break you down again. I remember dealing with the narcissist I was dealing with before, is that my thing is, I don't care to have a conversation with a narcissist. Reason why is because the more you hear them speak, the more they bring you down. So the situation I was in, once I had broken up with him, is he wanted to have a conversation with me. For the longest I was like, no. Then he called me again, and I had the conversation, only to tell him off. So I wasn't listening to what he was saying, because I knew the more you listen to them, the more they're going to try to bring you back down and reconcile, because it's like, why couldn't I possess you? Why couldn't I take you over? And the dude actually had the audacity to ask me. He said, so what's different about you? Because most women, they all come back, but you won't. That lets you know with a narcissist, it's a mental game. It's a mindset thing. The whole intention is to take over somebody, to possess. And I did not give him the answer. I didn't tell him that I had prayed and asked God to set me free from that. I didn't tell him that I had certain tools or my angels helped me. Because then guess what he's going to do on the next victim? Is try to block you for real, from having a connection with God. Because if God is the only thing that can get you out, then I need to block your connection so that you won't get out. So most times you will notice, even with a narcissist, your relationship with yourself isn't right. It doesn't feel right. And then also, if you've had a connection with Source, your angels, you may feel discombobulated in that as well. Is because they don't want you to be disconnected to anything positive, not even God. Because once you're connected to God, you can't deal with stuff down there. I mean, truly connected. Because it's darkness. You get to a point to where if I'm God's child and everybody's supposed to treat me as though I'm God's child, then I can't keep dealing with somebody who's making me feel this low. So they don't even want you to be connected with Source. So know that narcissists have this thing. If I can't beat you, after trying to beat you and I can't break your spirit, or you have left me, then I'm going to figure out, how can I join you? My recent ex that I was with 3 years ago, we broke up. His thing was, well, can we still be friends? No and hell no. If I got you out my life and I don't want to be with you, I don't want to be with you, not even as a friend. That was pretty much him saying, hey, if I can't beat you, then how can I still be connected to you and join you? Because 9 times out of 10, I'm still going to try to aggravate the shit out of you, make your life a living hell, and I still want you to feel some type of void for me. So just know that once you're out of the situation with them, they're still going to try to come back. Act like, that's the thing, Ebony. That's what with your mom. They want to come back and act like they got some sense about themselves. My thing is this. Why does it take somebody getting you to your wit's end for them to decide to do right when you could have been done right? That means you don't have respect for me. That means you want to get me to the edge of destruction and hurt and harm myself as a good person. And then that's funny to you. It's a thrill to you. So just know that once you're dealing with a narcissist and you break away, that they're going to try to come back in some shape, form, or fashion and act like they got their shit together. 9 times out of 10, they don't. They don't. So let me read Ms. Joseph's comment. Hold on just a second. She said a friend said, I needed some cleansing or something so I can emotionally and spiritually detach myself from this person. I would end things with him and somehow end up back with him. And I somehow hate myself as I know he's not my king. So what I'm going to do right now, well, just hold on to the end of the live. I got something for all of you ladies who may need some help, because this is a big thing. And if you want to manifest your ideal life, you got to detach. Once you detach from a narcissist, you will start seeing your blessings really flow in. Is because they have been blocking you from Source, from whom everything flow from. So, but to relate to that, like I was saying in the beginning of this live, detaching from a narcissist is very intricate because it's not physical. So even when you break up with somebody, if you have not done the internal work to break up with them, if you have not done the detaching, then they can still be, you have to think about it. Let's just use our imagination for a moment. Let's just imagine that there's you and then there's him. But between you guys, there's a pipeline, right? So you feed him energy, you feed him thoughts, you feed him love, you feed him care. Then there's also things that he feeds you, because there's a open pipeline. If you don't do the inner work to cut that pipeline off and to remove it, baby girl, y'all can not be together. But if that line is still there, that energy is still flowing. So why do you think, like, people say, like with the Bible, that and mind you, I'm not religious, but I have a different perspective on things. So when it talks about, like, being married to one person. Not necessarily saying like you have to just be with one person because, oh, you don't need to be a hoe. Like, that's not it. When you look deeper than it, it's because there's energetic exchanges when you give yourself to somebody. So just imagine all these people we've probably been with, and you still have those cords and you haven't cut it off. Energy is still being infused. But you feel it the most in those relationships where there's been possession, there's been abuse, there's been psychological, physical, verbal abuse. You feel it more. The energetic exchange is a lot deeper. It's a lot. You feel it more. It's just what it is. So you have to get rid of the cord, do the work to get rid of the cord. And it's not easy always doing it. That's where I come in as a healer, to help you do it and to teach you how to do it for yourself. Because if not, then they can still be sending you negative thoughts. So you may have it closed off and they may still be open. Like, I still want her. I still want to possess her. Which is the reason why it's like, oh, I open up and I go back. It's because he's still sending you thoughts. He's still sending you energy. He's still reading you. So you have to do work, become fortified, and energetically close that off and choose yourself, so that every time he tries to reach you, he closes, because there's nothing to go to. Eventually, it happens so much, like, dude, there's nothing here for you to get. They wither away at some point. Especially when you get somebody else, like another person, you manifest like the person you're supposed to be with, and they realize, like, I can't get to her because the line of connection, she's connected with somebody else. And then you also, this is another thing too, ladies. This is the reason why I say it's important to have a relationship with Source. And the reason why they block it is because when you have a relationship with Source, this is you, this is Source, and let's just pretend there's another hand back here. That person, he can't get to you because Source is blocking that negativity. So when you use Source as spiritual protection, or your angels, your spirit guides, even if you believe in spirit animals, I don't care what you believe in, but whatever you believe in, if you have that spiritually blocking that person to get into you, eventually they go away. And then when God puts somebody in your life to protect you and to preserve your energy and your peace and to give you love, and they definitely know they can't penetrate you because physically they see, I can't get to her. That's the importance of, if you want to be in your dream relationship, you gotta let people like this go, because they're blocking you from that, and all they're doing is infusing negativity and drama in your life. So let's see. Gotcha. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Let's see where we're at. We are at 7. So this is when it kind of starts to reverse. Piggyback off of 6, where they feel like, or they want things to, they temporarily change to get better. So number 7 is they really have this hope that things will get better one day. Like, it's, you think for a moment you're seeing a totally different person. It's like, damn, they weren't doing that before. Oh, they're trying to get their stuff together. That's actually another plot. It's because they want you to think they're getting it together. And what's going to happen is they're only doing right for a certain amount of time. But because they're trying to show you, like, hey, I changed. I'm different. Can you please accept me now? I'll do whatever you want me to do. And then guess what? When you guys get back in good graces, they're going to go back down to being how they were and trying to possess you and take over you. It's because that's the whole agenda, is to take over you. And they are very sneaky, very coy. You got to think of them like snakes. They're able to move and get around anything. So when you start dealing with a narcissist, or you're in a relationship and it seems like, this is what they say in relationships. When things are good, they're really good. But when they're bad, they're really bad. Please tell me. I know y'all have heard that. In every abusive relationship that when I talk to people, I hear that all the time. When things are good, they're really good. But when they're bad, they're really bad. It's because they have the capacity to stay up here and make things really good. It's just that they are so comfortable being down here that when they take you down, they're going to really take you down. Why can't things just be up here? Things won't always be perfect. They may dip down a little bit, but why can't we just aim on keeping things up here? Why does it have to be bad and really, really bad? So when you see that, like, things are good sometimes, and when it's good, it's because they're only being good enough for just a moment to keep you around, then they're going to take you back down. And that's where you have to stop being naive and be like, okay, I'm tired of being on this roller coaster, because it's all it is, up and down. It's a roller coaster. When are you going to decide to get off? That's the thing. So Ebony said she already know, and it ain't no way. Absolutely. You put mama on game. Keep holding her to her that boundary. So 8 is before we get into 8, I do have a note about when they try to act like they're really good. This is when they try to act like you're the crazy one, because they try to make it seem like to the world, well, she's attacking me and she don't want nothing to do with me, and she talking bad about me, and I'm not doing nothing wrong to her. I love her. I want to have a relationship with her. This is when they start pole mouthing or whining to everybody to make it seem like you're the bad guy. And then it trips you out, because it's like, yo, so I'm the bad guy? So you're not going to talk about all these things that you did to me? It's really, their intention is to make you get out of character, to make you lose yourself, and to make you go off on them. The reason why they want you to go off on them is so that they can validate it to other people. You see what I'm talking about? It's her, it's not me. She is the crazy one. This is how my narcissist got me. Had me thinking that other people was crazy when really it was them. So just know that when you're dealing with somebody in a relationship like that, is that they'll only act nice sometimes for a minute to make you go crazy, to make you look like the crazy one, when really they're the ones fueling it all. Amy said that's exactly what it is. She's trying to show me different. I was just like, yeah, don't give into it, Ebony. My dad's trying to win me over and buy me and my son too. No, it's fine. Now let's get into 8. This is a solution, right? One of the solutions that you can have when you're dealing with a narcissist, really quick. Couple things you can do, rather. Heal, move on, and be genuinely happy about it. They can't stand it. Going back to number 1, remember we was talking about how that misery loves company thing, and they want you to play in the mud? They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to move on. They don't want you to have peace. So when you actively work on doing the complete opposite, they can't handle it. Then that's when they know they have lost you, because you're not staying up late worrying about them. You're not looking stressed anymore. You have moved on. You're happy. You're enjoying your life. They are no longer a factor. Because keep in mind, a narcissist wants everything to be about them. And they will go to great lengths to make you pay attention. If they knew how to fly a plane and have one of those signs like, hey girl, pay attention to me, they will fucking do it. They will go to great lengths to get your attention so that you can stay plugged into them, to fuel something for them. But when you actually move on and you decide to be happy, like genuinely, like dude, you did what you did, or mom, you did what you did, but I'm done. This is it. You don't even have to have that conversation with them. And you decide that you're done within yourself, and you choose to turn your back on them, and you choose to focus on being happy. You choose to really enjoy your life. This is when that new relationship comes in. You choose to genuinely enjoy your relationship, and you decide, I'm not looking back anymore. I'm looking solely at this or what's in front of me. Then that's when they know they lost you. And then that's when they actually stop bothering you. It's because they know they can't. They'll try, maybe. They may think about you. They may miss you. But when you move on and you realize, like, yo, this feels a lot better than what back there. I don't even want to give that any more thought or attention. Then that's when they can't handle you. But when you're giving it the thoughts, you're giving it the attention, you're still feeding it and fueling it, then you're keeping the snake alive. So in order to kill the narcissistic snake, is work on healing, being happy, moving on genuinely. So the 9th thing too, which is just what I was saying, is they expect you to look at them, to feel their feelings, and they want you to look like the bad guy. It's kind of going back to what I was saying about 7. Even when you have moved on, even when you're happy and enjoying your life, they still gonna try to make it seem like you are the bad person. And it's to, again, if you do follow the Bible and they talk about the devil, They say he's the author of confusion. I believe narcissists are the authors of confusion, is they want to confuse you. So even when you have these things in your life and you have moved on, you're happy, you enjoying yourself, best believe some way, some shape, some form of fashion, they're going to try to come back and try to offset and sabotage those great things that's going on in your life so you can look back at them. Again, their whole intention is to make you, one, look crazy, but to two, drive you crazy, but to focus in on them. That's everything that a narcissist, that's it. That's all they want, is everything to be about them. So let me read the comments really quick before I go into the 10th thing. Rhonda said, what are your thoughts on those of us who constantly attract narcissists? Let me finish this 10th thing, and then I'll answer that question, okay? And Ebony said, her friend said, I was going to tell my 3-year-old to ask if it's okay for her to come Mother's Day weekend. I just ignore her. Yeah, sometimes it seems like a narcissist never leaves. It's like a roach you can't kill. And they will do anything to be connected to you. And you just have to get really, really good at ignoring them. So the 10th thing, the final thing, is narcissists expect you to not have any protection around you. And they expect anyone to not defend you. So I'm going to give this last little story. Forgive me because I'm feeling a little bit dehydrated, guys. New mom problems. But narcissists, keep in mind what I was telling you in the beginning, is that they want to isolate you from everybody you love, friends, even the things you love. Their intentions is to isolate you because they know if you're connected to family gonna step in and probably beat their ass. Family gonna step in and protect you. They don't want you to be connected to God, because if you believe in God and if you believe that you're God's child, then God is going to protect you. So they don't want you to have a connection with any type of protection. So when you do decide to move on, it's like to them, it's like, oh, I know she ain't got nobody. She don't deal with her family no more. They know you don't got a connection with God, because to them, they was your God. So they know you don't have a connection. So what they're expecting is they're expecting to keep antagonizing and like coming for you, is because they think that nobody will stand to your defense. Now, here's an example. My last relationship, when I broke up with my ex of 6 years, I wasn't connected with my family. Because of him, I chose not to even be connected with my friends. My true, like real, I can be myself with friends. Thank you, Ebony. I feel like I'm going to. But I wasn't connected to anybody on my side who I felt that would protect me if they knew what I was going through. So when I was with him, I went through a lot of mental and verbal abuse. A lot of psychological abuse, of not being myself. So when I broke up with him, he wasn't expecting people to come to my defense and speak up for me. My fiance, he was like really supportive of me, because like when I transitioned out of that situation, he was there for me. That's when we hooked up. But he was there for me, and my fiance was teaching me. At the time he was my boyfriend, but he was like teaching me, like when he say something to you, don't text back, don't respond like that, respond like this. When you go get your clothes and stuff from his house, walk in, get your stuff, don't say anything at all. But I'm going to give y'all a real life situation, what happened when I broke up with my ex, right? So I had moved back home 2 hours away. I moved out of the apartment with my ex, moved back home 2 hours away. But some of my things were still left there. So I was getting ready to go 2 hours back to the apartment, but I stopped by my sister's apartment and I swapped out cars with her. So my ex was expecting me to pull up on my car. And he wanted me to come to the house at a certain time to get my stuff, because he wanted somebody to be there with him so they can try to attack me while I was there. They wasn't expecting me to pull up with nobody. He wanted me to come by myself, get my stuff, so that he can attack me and hold my energy. He wasn't expecting me to have a different car. He wasn't expecting my boyfriend, my new boyfriend, to be there with me. So when I got there, As I was getting ready to pull into the apartment complex, he was leaving. Didn't even notice me because I'm on a different car. And at the time I had a bright orange car. So he would have noticed it was me. I'm on something beige. You don't even see it. You're not even paying attention. So I'm pulling into the apartment complex. He's leaving. I still got a key to the apartment. And as he's leaving, I see this smirk on his face like, oh yeah, I'm finna get her ass. Because he knew I was coming. At that time, I told him I was on the way. So I get to the apartment. I'm quickly getting my shit, moving it to the car, and moving out. So he gets back to the apartment and he pulls back up with somebody else. He go get one of his friends, like one a real huge friend, like really big. And I guess he thought that dude being there was gonna intimidate me. But little did my ex know is that my boyfriend is in the passenger seat and he watching to see if shit gonna go down or if he need to get out. So I can tell as I'm getting my things out the apartment, Ed's trying to talk to me. I'm not saying anything. He tried to talk to my friend. She's speaking on behalf of me, but I'm not speaking at all. Because remember, with a narcissist, you don't want to have conversation. They don't even... One time I went back to get my stuff. He wanted to argue with me about blankets. Dude, fuck it. Keep the blankets. I don't give a shit. Keep them. So they will try to argue with you about anything to pull you energetically back in with them. So, going back to the story, as I'm getting my stuff, I'm not saying anything. I can tell that my ex wanted to talk shit to me. He wanted me to respond to him and get into some type of altercation or something with him. But this is what changed the whole entire energy of everything. When he looked in the car and he seen that there was another dude sitting in the passenger seat, that whole everything shifted. His whole energy shifted. It went from I'm trying to attack this girl to let me bow down and calm down because he know he didn't want these problems. And he know that this dude, my best friend, like who my boyfriend, which is my fiance now, is my best friend. You don't want my best friend to get out this car and deal with you. Didn't want those problems. So a lot of times a narcissist, they expect you to not be protected. He didn't expect me to pull up with protection. He didn't expect me to have my friend, the girl in the back seat. He didn't expect me to pull up with somebody who was going to protect me and speak for me. And it's because he knew that while we were together, I wasn't talking with these people. And I wasn't talking to my people because of him. I didn't have a connection with my family, mainly because I was so into it with his family, like with him and his family. So that's what they do. They expect you to not be protected or connected to people. So this is one of my greatest tokens of advice to you when you're dealing with a narcissist. Do not try to fight these battles by yourself. All they want you to do is to respond to them. So don't try to go back and forth with them by yourself because that's all they want. But when you let somebody else step in and protect you, when you let somebody else step in and speak for you, that's the thing too. So for us the strong people who are used to fighting our battles by ourselves, I kid you ladies not, in December, this past December when I was going through what I was going through with my dad, I heard God speak to me clearly and say, you gotta stop trying to protect yourself. You gotta let me protect you. Because I'm so used to all my life fighting my own battles. And God had to remind me, let me fight this battle for you. So every single time my dad was attacking me, doing dumb stuff, gossiping about me, and it was getting back to me, you best believe I'm sending up a prayer to God. Take care of this. Send that energy back to him tenfold. I'm saying my prayers because, ladies, we are supposed to be provided for and protected. When narcissists know that you're not protected, that's when it's like, oh, I got her. I can get her and I can do whatever the hell I want to with her. It's because they're taking two key things that we as women are supposed to receive from men, which is provision and protection, and then they use that against us. So I started letting God fight my battles for me. Spent 3 months straight praying every day, writing down my prayers, praying to him, asking my ancestors to protect me from my father. And that's when I did the protection of abuse thing, because he sent me to somebody that was like, hey, you need to probably go to court about this to let your dad know you're serious, that you can't keep doing this. And it did slow him down. So know that even if you're a strong person, Even if you're used to fighting all the battles by yourself, I get it. I understand. But you gotta stop. Because you'll never win with a narcissist. You will never win. Because you are a light being. In order to win, you gotta come down to their level and try to fight with them. But that's still a loss. So you have to fight with elements up here, which is prayer, which is doing healing work, which is being around people who will help protect you, friends and family who will speak on your behalf, to let them know, I'm not playing games with you. That's what makes them calm the hell down, because it's like, oh shit. Because a narcissist, at the end of the day, they're very scary. Very scary. I always say a man who puts his hands on a woman and won't put his hands on a man, something ain't right about that. They're scary. So when you have certain protection in place and they know they can't touch you, they'll leave you alone. So let me check the comments. Let me answer. And if you have any questions, I will take, because I went way over time, which is cool because it's been a long time. And this is a masterclass, so it goes over. It's a free masterclass. But I will take Rhonda's question and 2 more questions if y'all have questions. So Rhonda's question was, what are your thoughts on those of us who constantly attract narcissists? It's one, you have to figure out what void are you trying to fill. One thing that's coming up for me is stop trying to save everybody. You attract people like that is because you're trying to save everybody. First of all, it ain't your job to save nobody. Let that be God's job. Let that be their job, to do that inner work themselves. Let them call up a healer and be like, hey, I need some help. Let them call up a therapist and be like, can you counsel me? I need some help. That should be their responsibility. But typically what attracts us is that we have a good heart, and our intentions is that that what they call it, the Jesus complex, or the Christ complex or whatever, is that, or the Messiah complex, is that we want to save people. And it's coming for us to go through that as healers, but know that it's not our job to save anybody. However, a narcissist will try to make it your job. And they know they can feel people who are empaths. They can feel empaths. They can feel people who have that natural gift of healing. And it's like they pretend that they want it. They only do it to suck the energy out of you. I'll say, for instance, this was this girl I was dealing with who was an empath. Not an empath, but a narcissist too. Again, this was somebody I deemed as a great friend, but let's be real, call it what it is. Had narcissistic tendencies. And she tried to use my gift all the time. Ask God about this. What does God say about that? Ask God about this. And it's like, girl, get your own connection. Stop using me. And honestly, I lost myself a lot behind that relationship. It's because I was constantly trying to save her. Somebody who pretended they wanted healing, acted like they wanted to be saved, and when it was convenient for them, but didn't care about dragging me through the mud all the time. Didn't care about hurting me. Didn't care at all. So, Rhonda, I could go deep on it, but to keep it short for the sake of time, is let go of the need to save everybody. And I know it's hard to do that because they pull at you. A narcissist, they misuse the word need. You need shelter. You need clothing. You need food. You need basic things to survive. But to say you need a person, baby, all I need is God. I love having people around me. I love having support. But when somebody is pulling on you and saying, I need you, like I just need you to survive. I'm not God. That's when they try to make you their God. I'm not God. Don't do that. I'm human. I have to tend to my own self just as you can tend to yourself. So when you hold them accountable to their own healing, to doing their own work, I guarantee you, give them the number of a healer. Give them the number or a hotline for a therapist, a counselor, something like that. I guarantee you, most narcissists are going to take that number, those numbers, ball them up and throw them away. And that'll tell you everything that you need to know. That they don't need you. They don't want your services. They don't want you to help like with healing. They just want to, they want something in you. They want your gift and they want your light. They don't have no intentions of healing. So when you send people resources and you tell them, hey, say this prayer, pray to God, I can send you a Bible verse or I can send you something else, and they don't take heed to it, that's your answer. They don't want to be healed. They want to waste your time, and they want to distract you from your own journey. So let's see. Miss Joseph, I bought him for everywhere. I would see missed block calls every day. He would try until he was resort to calling me from different numbers to beg me to unblock him. And it goes back to what I was saying, Miss Joseph, is that it's a need. It's almost like dealing with somebody who's a drunk, an alcoholic, or a crackhead or something. It's like, I need you. No, you need counseling, you need therapy, you need AA meetings, you need rehab. I'm not qualified for that. I'm not qualified to deal with people like you. That's not being mean, that's being real. That's it. If you can separate yourself from trying to save them, you will feel so much free. And also separating yourself from the guilt of not saving them. That's a big one too. Ebony says she moved my grandma with her to Georgia and left me in Oklahoma by myself. So I'm used to being by myself. Ebony, okay, hold tight. I got you. I'll leave her read in another messages because I can see it. My mama is messy. Yeah, you dealing with a true character, Ebony. All right, so here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to offer you, ladies, and I'm gonna put it in the group, the comments. Okay, so for those who don't know, I have been out of commission for a minute. I have not been doing my healing sessions with people as much. One, because I just had a baby, and two, because I was dealing with not a lot from my experience with closing this door with my dad, who's a narcissist. But I'm opening my business back up as of now. That's why I'm doing this masterclass. It's because I really want to get back to helping you ladies to heal, clear, and release these attachments, these bonds from these people who are sucking on your energy. So I intend on doing a group healing session where we all come together as a group and do it. But I'm not ready for that. Because the thing is, when you're dealing with a narcissist, is more intricate. You need that one-on-one healing time. Because the thing is, we need to get to the root of why is this narcissist in your life. So it could be like you're in a relationship with somebody now, Miss Joseph, who is doing this, but we got to get to the root of what's open within you to have even allowed this person in your life in the first place. And my thing is, I believe everything starts at home. There was something broken at home. I'm not saying for your situation specifically, Miss Joseph, but I'm just saying in general. There's something broken at home. There was something that was off at home that you need to heal from. So you have to think about yourself as, I don't know, we can use this water bottle. You're supposed to be whole. But when you're at home and there's holes, let's just pretend this is home, the bottom part, and this is the rest of your life growing up. And you try to fill this bottle up, but if you got holes here, everything's just gonna leak out. Every single thing, positive thing you try to do, the relationships you try to heal or have, something is gonna leak out is because there are holes here. Your foundation is cracked, it's messed up. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, again, I could try to do a group healing thing together, but I want to do one-on-one time with you ladies. So with that being said, I just opened my calendar back up like 2 weeks ago to where you can book a one-on-one session with me, a free 30-minute session, so we can actually get to the root of why is it that you are dealing with this narcissism in the first place. But let's actually peel back the layers. Who hurt you before? Who was the first person that hurt you? What was your relationship like with your mom and your dad? And I know people typically ask that in therapy sessions, but you got to know with my sessions with me, and anybody who does these sessions with me, they will tell you if they have been in therapy, my sessions in 2 hours, you get more out of a 2-hour session with me than you probably have gotten out of a year with a therapist. It's because I have certain healing tools and techniques that you don't wait for your healing. We get it right then and there. You don't have to go to your narcissist to say, hey, I need you to forgive me. Or, hey, I need you to return my identity back to me. Hey, I need you to return self-love back to me. No, we're going to go in spirit and we're going to get those things together. And I'm going to guide you every single step of the way. I tried to pin it. Yep. Okay. I just pinned the link. But we're going to go and do guided meditations and just a myriad of different, whatever it takes and whatever I got in my tool bank. We are going to go and we're going to get the healing that you need. And mainly we're getting the energy back. Because a narcissist, their whole intention is to, again, to hold your attention. So it's something that we have to go in there and do. Some things that we have to break up and some things that we have to heal, clear, and release so that it can all come back to you. So I actually, just by saying that, I could see that, don't specifically know for who. Ms. Joseph, it may be for you, but I kind of feel collectively it's for all of us, is that these people, it's like they're holding, it's a stronghold. I'm going to hold your energy. I'm not going to give it back to you. I'm entitled to it. You belong to me. That's what they're holding against us. Their mindset is, you belong to me. The problem is we have agreed with that. So we need to go back and break up some disagreements. We need to go inside, internalize internally, and release the bonds and attachments. So you can realize, like, no, I don't belong to you. And not just you saying it. When you walk away from our sessions, it's about you feeling it. It's about you knowing it. It's about you seeing it. So I would say, really quickly, I'm trying to retire the third therapist I have. Now, I got you. Book a session with me, Ebony. It's a free 30-minute session. And we'll talk about doing more sessions together if that's what you want to do. But I guarantee you, the sessions that we do together, and here's the thing. So I'll just tell you ladies what it look like when you do sessions with me. First of all, we're going to get to the root of the problem. Again, why is a narcissist in your life? And not just talking about the surface, we're going underneath. Because my thing is, if you're trying to take, let's say you're trying to cut a tree out of the ground. Like you're trying to get rid of a tree. If you cut off the branches, the tree is still going to be there. You have to get to the root and uproot the entire tree to get rid of it. So the problem would no longer exist. So that's what I'm here to do. We don't chop above the surface. We're going underneath. We're going to dig up some dirty, dirty stuff. We're going to dig up the hurtful, the painful stuff. So that's the reason why my clients walk away from the session feeling free, totally different, relieved. Is because I've taken you through a series of steps and questions to help you get the root of this out. And don't do this right now. I'm sorry. Is he asleep? Don't do that, because you done brought him now. They get to see him. Come on. Why did you? Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Give me the baby. Give me the baby. Why did you come up here then? I'm sorry, talking to my fiance. Okay. All right. So that's what we do. We get to the root of it so that you're no longer dealing with it. So with this narcissist, we're not just going to be chopping it. Hey, message him and tell him this or do this. No, we getting underneath the surface why he's here, why it even originated, and then getting rid of it. Therefore, there's no more attachments to him or her or whatever it is, and then you can move on and be free. But as long as attachments and bonds are there, then that relationship, you're going to keep feeling them sending you a million negative thoughts, trying to possess your soul, them coming up in your dreams. You can be just driving down the street, just whatever, minding your business on the sunniest day, and you think about them, it's because they're still connected to you. And anytime they feel you feeling good, best believe they're going to do something to try to sabotage your feelings. So with that being said, if you would like to book a free 30-minute session with me, the link to my calendar has been pinned in the session, well, in the comments, I'm sorry. So you can click that. If I don't have any more there, I should, because people have been people have been booking sessions with me, a lot of people, so I can take on a few more. But click the link in the comments. book a free 30-minute session with me so we can see what type of narcissist you're dealing with, to the extent of this narcissist you're dealing with, so we can actually go ahead and get rid of it. Because if you're trying to manifest your ideal life, your ideal relationship, or whatever you're trying to manifest, then you have to get rid of this issue, this problem. Let me see. And yeah, Ebony, being numb to it is definitely not the thing. Because if life is all about feeling, and if you're not feeling, then you're not living life. Everything is about feeling. I had this baby and I had this man because I want to feel a certain way. So everything is about feeling. And if you turn that off, then if you turn off your feelings for one person, that's not fair to you. It's not fair to your kids. Katie said it seems worse when you have a child with them. I've helped clients with that. So Katie, if you I think you booked a session with me. But I have I've had clients who have children with someone who has energy like that, and they start to see things shift. It's because you change how you deal with them, and then they have to respect you. But if you keep dealing with them at their level and not making them rise up to your level, then it's going to keep being difficult. So we can't control how difficult it is on their end. Quite frankly, we don't give a damn how difficult it is on their end. We want it to be better for you. So let's just focus on seeing how we can make it better for you on your end, so that when they do come with the chaos and the drama, you can send it right on back. Okay? Beth says, you are such a good mama. I saw the glow on your face. Stop, I'm going to cry. I still get very sensitive. I still get very sensitive. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I even feel like my hands are glowing, y'all. It's crazy. You want to tell him, hey? He's still sleeping. Let's see. Okay. You said no time's available for this month or next month. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm probably going to have to extend it out to June. Book, if there's something in June, book in June. I'm going to go back and look at my calendar. I didn't want to overdo myself with too many sessions for like these months, since I'm new as a mom. But just put yourself on the calendar, because what I intend to do is go ahead and start knocking them out. So even if you're booked in June, if I can go ahead and I'm gonna be reaching out to people, hey, are you available next week, such and such? Can you do your session a lot sooner? So just get yourself on the calendar, and I'm going to try to speed up the process to get everybody within the next 2 months. So if there's not, well, you may be talking about June, because we're already out of April, meant July. So just put yourself on the calendar. And what I'm going to do is to just reach out to people to see if they can get their sessions done sooner, depending on the energy that I have and how my baby, how we're doing. But yeah. So let's see. Ebony said, true, my feelings with my mom is numb. My son and I are still going to Disney World in July. That's good. So again, that numbness is like a guard. So when you numb yourself to one person unintentionally, in so many ways numb yourself to everybody else. So we definitely have to work on that. But I believe we're all satisfied, y'all. Again, you can book a session with me at that link. Amen. Oh my God, you finna make him cry. Okay. Yeah, so you can book a session with me using that link, and we can go deeper in detail as to why you're dealing with this narcissist in the first place. Because I know if you're trying to reclaim self-love, you're trying to manifest something, a better relationship, a better life for yourself and your children. And if you want that, then you have to get rid of these type of barnacles in your life. So with that being said, Tamara said, how do I book a session? The link is in the comments. I don't know if you can see it. Tamara, if you don't see that link, let me know or message me and I'll send it to you directly, so that we can get you a session booked. And again, for the last time, don't be discouraged if you see like, oh, I only have July, I'm sorry, man. If you only see like July or something is available, I'm going to try to expedite it to get everybody within these 2 months, like May and June. But other than that, y'all, I love y'all. And let's see. I'll go back to the live session again. Me being in South Africa, different time zones. I miss most lives. But listen, I put my alarm, but my eyes are still tired. So, thank you so much, Miss Joseph from South Africa. Thank you so much for being here. So, I will see you ladies later. Rhonda said, thank you so much. This was excellent. Me and Rhonda got to talk. So, me and Rhonda can do a podcast session together. Okay, June is showing. So, y'all give me about 15 minutes. I'm going to go update the calendar. And we will go from there. So, expect me to be back on sometime next week. Until then, y'all have a great week.